great until you understand that there are issues behind it.
I agree with you to a degree.
I knew that was coming.
We had this conversation, and I'm a nice guy. I grew up with 5 sisters. I complimented them all the time. They taught me how to be a gentleman, chivalrous. This is what you did. I grew up in a Baptist church, so it was turn the other cheek, speak kindly to people, treat the people in the world the way you want to be treated. And at the end of the day, you are putting everyone on a pedestal. I mean, it literally says edify other people. That means build up other people. And so, and the way we perceive some of these things now in our current environment, I feel, is the thing that makes us say, okay, well, if a person does this too much, or if a person does this, not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing.
Both parties should be doing the same thing to have a successful relationship. It should not be so heavily on one and not the other, because what happens to any scale is it tilts. Okay, so we have to find that balance. And so if someone is feeling, they're watching these videos, oh, okay, he puts me on a pedestal, it's been a year, it's been blissful, I can never imagine him doing that. Have the conversation with them. Hey, I really enjoy this. I really enjoy the way you treat me, really enjoy the things you say to me, and I want you to know I feel the same way. But also, I want to make sure that we're engaging in a healthy relationship.
Because that's mental, and that's, again, that mental hygiene. It allows you to get out how you feel about the world. They should reciprocate in that even teeter-totter, everybody goes up, everybody goes down, the scale stays balanced. And in that you find the healthy relationship or the healthy environment, be it work, be it your friendships, be it your personal romantic relationships.
I mean, the number one breakdown for any relationship, for all of those settings, is communication. And we fail at that.
Horribly. But I mean, again, I was listening to something about how this society has become so narcissistic and it's actually rewarded. And just in that thing that I was listening to, it's like, it's funny that you mentioned that, because you just said that a woman could reward a person who has mental illness, you see? And give that person their trophies and their plaques and their badges by allowing them to continue to propagate this experience, while all the while they don't realize that they are literally tearing apart the substance of their own self. That was a mouthful.
That was a mouthful. You know, it just really comes back to knowing yourself and being in a relationship with anyone that is making you uncomfortable, or they're not hearing you, or you're seeing that it's just something that doesn't feel right. I mean, that's another problem. We don't listen to our guts.
To our gut.
Oh,
Listen
man.
to your rule number 1. Listen to your gut. Doggone right. Well done. Well done. Okay, so on that aspect with domestic violence, we shared some really deep stats, and I heard another one today, which is 1 in 3 women. You shared one with me that said 1 in 4 women, and then it was 1 in 9 men with respects to domestic violence. And so
there are 2 parts on that.
Talk about that a little.
Okay,
Yeah.
so to be more correct, the 1 in 3 women and more than 1 in 4 men in the United States have experienced rape, physical violence, and or stalking by an intimate partner in their lifetime. The 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men have been victims of severe physical violence, beating, burning, strangling. Hear that? 1 in 7 men. Okay, beating, burning, strangling.
1 in 7 what?
Men.
Okay.
Women are crazy too. Like
so, the diseases do not discriminate.
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, on average, 24 people per minute are victims of rape, physical violence, stalking by an intimate partner, and that's what domestic violence is. Let's be clear about that. That is by an intimate partner. That does not matter about opposite sex, same sex. It
doesn't matter.
Married, unmarried, does not matter. I mean, it happens. 24 per minute in the United States? Come on now. Yeah.
Crazy. And that's a huge part of boosting the awareness in this month. And you're absolutely right. And I hope you guys really followed and keyed in on that, because it is key. We can sit back and we can think that it's an isolated circumstance, or as I used to teach in self-defense, that it won't happen to me syndrome. You know, so you're not prepared when it actually does. And so with that understanding, you're thinking that, oh, well, it's an isolated circumstance, but it is far more common than we choose to realize. What do you feel?
Well, it's sad because, you know, sexual harassment with the Me Too movement has, you know, brought to light sexual harassment, sexual violence. Right. And it's brought to light because there are entitled celeb-starred women who have come out, okay, and they have a following.
You've got one of the highest personality profiles in the state of the country, who has done things that may or may not be questionable. So, I mean, it is literally the main entree for us in this society today is literally the things that are occurring: sexual harassment, domestic violence. But go ahead. You wanted to point out the women who were high profile and came out, but you got a lot of guys just out there making fools of themselves in public.
What I'm saying is that domestic violence it happens a lot more than sexual assault or sexual harassment, but because it wasn't brought out by high celeb people, it's not getting the media coverage. Also, I mean, this has been going on forever, okay? And it's just something that no one wants to talk about. It's that, oh, you know, I grew up with my parents, you know, abusing each other, or one abusing the other, but we never talked about it. The family knows about it. Everyone knows about it, but no one talks about it.
Or it could be the opposite. I mean, all these families now well, not the opposite, but another factor is that the parents didn't stay together. And so now they have an aversion to a committed relationship because there is no belief that it's going to work. I mean, I've heard that with my kind of explorations with kids, with young adults moving into the future, with older people, and with people who are divorced and not even thinking about getting into another relationship.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.